you'll find, I have seen some books, it's written at Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Okay. Let's first understand where we are now, where the chapter 5 is coming into picture in the scheme of things of Bhagavad Gita and the teachings of the Lord, where this fits in. So we have seen when we were trying to give a summary of chapter 4, so there we had a chance to look at what has happened in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, so it is depicted that Arjuna has a problem. And what was his problem? Whether he should fight this war or he should not. On the one hand, as the chief of Pandava army, it was his bounden duty to get into the war. And that's what he wanted. And then also he had enough reason to fight and also enough hatred towards Duryodhana and Karna to fight this war. But then he also felt that in the process he has to kill his grandfather, his master, and a lot of his relatives, whether it is worth it. Because to kill Himsa is not approved in a lot of moral fabrics of the society. So now, so it was a question before him whether he should fight this war or not. And what are the Krishna's advice? We all know. Let's see first this Arjuna's problem. What is Arjuna's problem? It is a problem of between duty and his morality. On the one side, it is his duty station in life which prescribes certain activities that he has taken it. And that is sometimes also called ethics. Ethics means a set of rules, a set of moral rules also you can say, or do's and don'ts, which is accepted by the society. So because he is now the chief of Pandava army, and the ethics says, the society says he has to perform certain acts. But Arjuna is not a fool, and it happens in everybody's life. Then he finds that in the process he has to kill his near and dear ones, which is morally not tenable. Because ahimsa is said as dharma. So how I can kill my near and dear ones? Because this is resorting to himsa. So now it is a moral questions to him whether he should fight this war. So now it is a question between ethics and morality, or duty and action. So in such a situation, what the Lord has clarified in chapter 2 is said, you have to go by ethics and your duty. Because morality is individualist, though it is prescribed in the scriptures, in the society, it is absorbed by the people in relation to yourself. But ethics is your action, your thought, and your words for the welfare of the society itself. So you can very well understand. So in comparison to ethics and morality, ethics should have precedence over morality. Why? Because it's for the greater good. The interest of the society as a whole is taken into consideration, not your personal likes or dislikes, or if there is any moral issues also there, they should be subservient to the ethical point which is come into existence at that point of time. So that's why, his dilemma is between whether he should follow the ethics or morality. But as is the case, if we know exactly what exactly is confronting me, if we can define it, because now we are reading it, we have gone through so many interpretations of Bhagavad Gita, so it comes clear to us, oh, that was his problem. But when we are confronted with those problems in our life, this clarity of thought doesn't come. That's why you need satsang, that you need scriptural studies, you need your guru will guide us through. So when Arjuna had a problem, then he was lucky because Krishna was at his feet. So he asked Krishna that what I should do. And Krishna exactly told the same thing. What he said in the second chapter, if you remember, the first thing he touched upon that what is your true self? Satchidan Ananda Swarupa. If that is the case, there is no death, there is no birth. You are eternal. If that is the case, even if you are afraid that you will kill somebody, you cannot kill somebody. What you are killing is the body and mind. So you should not grieve for the thing which is not the truth in philosophical terms. This first thing he said, what is the true nature of an individual or a jiva? Then second said, then he emphasized on karma, that is on duty. You have to perform the duty. You cannot remain in this world because you have a certain role to play, and that role has been enjoined in the scriptures, also enjoined in the societal rules and regulations and customs. So you have to follow that. And because he was afraid of the what will happen in the end, because I have to kill, so beautifully, Lord Krishna said, you should not bother about the result of actions. Karmanye badhikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana. You have a right over the action because this is a choice of the station in life what you have chosen. And so you have a choice whether you can want to be a chief of the army or you do not want to be chief of army. You want to work in whichever office we have chosen or you do not want to office. That choice you have. But what is the result of action? What comes to you? You have no say on that. Why? Because we had seen the results of the action, the factors involved in the result are many more than your own efforts. A child comes out, say, in the first in the university. Of course, he or she has put in his best efforts. He has sacrificed a lot of things to be there where he or she is today. But there is a role of the parents, role of the teachers, role of the institution, the people who have, even the bus driver or the whatever, the facilities he or she has utilized, everybody has a role in that success. You may have the primary role, but there are so many other subsidiary roles have been played by others. So it is not that it only takes your contribution into consideration before giving you the result. There's so many efforts have given, so it is not in your hand. So whatever you get, you should accept it because you are not the only contributor there. You are one of the contributors. Then how can you expect whatever you want to have? It's not possible. And also in our scriptures, it is written, it is given that God is the karma phala data. You earn the karma phala. Whatever the actions you do, you will get the results. If it is good action, it will be good result, that is called punya. If it is a bad action, is a papa, and you a bad action, then you will get bad result, that is called papa. But at what time you will get it? This depends on the Lord. So that's why Lord is a karma phala data. Arising out of this, so you will find why, we people loves looking or is seeing a movie. What we are discussing now, from that point of view, can any of you think why people love movies? Yes. Any thought? Nobody. Think only think, then we will have a satsang. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, because we are totally immersed, uh, and we know it is not the reality.
Okay. Okay.
Storytelling, Baba.
Storytelling.
But
Okay.
Baba, because we get there what we want, get there without any harm to ourselves.
Okay. Okay. There was this is the thing which I have picked it up when Kamita Bachchan was saying that his father, what is his father's name? Hridayananda
Hari
Bachchan.
Vanshrai.
Harivansh Rai
Vanshrai.
Harivansh Rai Bachchan. He used to love movies, and he said, I love movies because evil is punished immediately. There is no gap there. Whatever it is there, evil is punished, the good is uh, given the gift, whatever it has been, he has been awarded, he has been appreciated, and the evil has been vanquished immediately. There is no wait there. You don't write the exam, wait for the results to come out. That's why we want immediate results. Evil, we see evil, evil has to be punished. But in real life, doesn't happen. In the court, it goes for years and years and years. But in a movie, 2 hours, within 2 hours, the judgment is passed and he is punished. So that's why people love, because there you see it immediately, the judgment is dispensed to it. Okay, that is aside. So what then Krishna did, he said, you have a right over action, but you do not have a right over the results of those actions. So get into action without thinking about the result of the action. That became chapter 3, Karma Yoga. Just see how logical he is bringing it. Then in the 4th chapter, he said, not only whenever you are doing the work, that means even if you do not expect the result or you don't try to get influenced by the result, you don't have a right over the result. Whatever comes, you take it as prasad. But then it will come to you because you are the actor, because you have engaged into action. The result of the action accrues to you. Even if when you do punyas also, you will go to heaven, you will enjoy. If you do the papam, you will suffer. And you will be surprised to know that in Patanjali, in his Yoga Sutra, he says that punya is also a is a sort of papa in the sense that it is also a drag on a seeker. Why? Because again, you have to take a life to enjoy the benefits of punyas. Then when you are enjoying the punyas, then what will happen? You are also engaged in actions. those actions again will bring in results agami karma. Then that may entail another life. So in a way, he's saying papa, not only papams are bad, even punyas is also bad in the sense that again you have to have a physical body to enjoy or suffer your karma phalas. So that's why in our waking state, or when we take a human form, then only our papas and punyas are exhausted. In our waking state, when we have a body and mind, it is exhausted. In the dream also, because we have a sense of body also there, we see, and also mind is there, even the enjoyment and suffering in the dream is also treated as exhaustion of papas and punyas. Only in deep sleep state, where you do not have the individual body and mind, and that stage, what a deep sleep, nothing happens. So there is no exhaustion of papas and punyas in deep sleep. So that means for papas and punyas, you need a body and mind. That means not only for papam, punyas as well. That's why Patanjali said, this is not good. So what we do? You don't do the punyam? Think over. Okay, so this is what he said. Then what he said in the 4th chapter, he said, what you do whenever you are engaged in actions, think that you are not the doer of actions. Why? Because my true nature is my Satchidananda Swarupa, which cannot act. That means whatever my body, mind, and intellect are doing, I am not actually doing this work. So you don't take the ownership of action. Karma sannyasa. That's what it is. Jnana karma sannyasa. Now in the 5th chapter, what Lord is talking about, sannyasa yoga. Now he is coming to sannyasa yoga. That renunciator of action. That means it is sannyasi. You see the logical development, how it is coming. Then we'll see, because Arjuna asks a question, then he is come. Before that, let's look at certain things. There are 2 things are there.
Baba, can you just add this thing? This is ethics and morality. I missed the understanding. Ethics and morality.
Ethics is of a prescription of the society how to behave. So that comes first, then I get into action, and that it is should be as per the ethics. Ethics means a set of moral principles also, you can say. But the benefit is not for the individual, it's for the society. But as far as moral is concerned, comes out of an act. You have already done the act. It's not that it's there, it is prescribing, it is an act, you have done it, and it affects an individual, a right or a wrong. That is called morality. It's clear. The morality
Ethics is external.
External and is for the benefits of others. The morality is your own feelings, to do or not to do, or your actions, your activities. It prescribes what you should do, what should not do. And that sometimes it's inborn. It's there with a human being, like a child. A child may not be knowing that, thieving is bad, stealing is bad. But when she steals a pencil or he steals a pencil from his co-student in a even lower KG, they do it stealthily, correct? Yes or no? Most of the time you will find. Sometimes they fight and take, but most of the time they take it. So where from it is coming? So that means a human being, because we have lived so many earlier lives, So some of these like do's and don'ts are already inborn into us. You will find so many, animal movies and all, or in National Geographic, you will find even a tiger, when he sees the, small baby deer, he doesn't kill a baby deer. He plays with him or her, correct? You must have seen. When they see a baby, they don't harm them. Where from he got it? It's inborn. Inborn in the sense, because this is the experience we are carrying on our vasanas from earlier lives. So the morality is like that. It's just built into it. That's why Arjuna is saying, killing is bad. How can I'm going to kill? But what is the ethics is saying? Ethics is saying your station in life is you are the chief of army. You have to fight. You have to kill. When India and China in the border, they were fighting. A few of the soldiers were dead. So they don't have enmity towards each other as persons, as individuals. But they have to kill. So that's why when they kill, they give respect. They bury them, they put whatever religion is, they put a cross or something, they put a flower or something like that, even if it's for an enemy. Why? Because they don't have a personal enmity there. It must be emotionally a little scary in the beginning because you kill somebody without, anything. So this is ethics and morality. Is it okay, Tapasya?
Then morality, we can say it is in our DNA, and
Yes.
with like our, I mean, morality comes with our what is called DNA, I can say, or no?
No, because see, even you let's get into ethics more. See, ethics is also, you can say, like a duty, dharma,
It is social thing.
social thing, dharma. What is it holds it together?
Ethics permanent? Is ethics permanent for all throughout the creation?
No, society it differs from society to society.
That is right. Yeah.
So that means what
Whatever is
applicable?
ethically right in our Hindu society or in India, it may not be hold good in, say, Indonesia or a
Yeah.
Muslim. That is also ethics is also otherwise also known as dharma. Dharma means dhri. Dhri means to hold it together. That society, what holds it together. That's why you can sometimes say Arjuna's dharma was to fight the war. Why? Because it is the ethic, it's the dharma. So you can say you can replace ethics also with dharma also. Duty. That is there. But as far as morality is concerned, morality is like to do and not to do, which is, like it's good or bad. It's basically on the good and bad. It's not looking at the society as a whole. Whether killing is a good or bad. Killing is a bad, definitely bad. But the army you can have to kill because that's the need of the society. That is not the need of the individual. Are you getting it?
But
So
Baba,
ethics, yes.
Baba, question is ethics will vary from a society to society. So ethics are not permanent. So how the
See,
person
because
will be judged?
I do not know, but I'll say let's look at it. Krishna has also waged a lot of wars. Similarly, Prophet Muhammad, I'm not blaming anything, I'm not saying. In his 11 years, he has fought 83 wars. Something like 11 wars and all others are skirmishes or whatever, small battles. But though I do not know all his wars, but as far as Krishna is concerned, all our wars you will find it was only to punish the wrongdoer, and that's it.
Religious wars. All his wars were religious wars, Baba.
They are also, Prophet Muhammad also was fighting religious war. But see the ethics here. Ethics here, whoever is the wrongdoer, the Lord came, killed. All the avatars, you look at it. Except Rama and Krishna avatara, he had a double role. One is killing the unrighteous and educating also. Because Ram educated by his lifestyle, while Krishna educated by his teachings. That's why he said, don't follow Krishna in his actions. Follow Rama, how he lived. Follow Krishna, what he says. Don't live like Krishna. He said, no, the gopis are there, so we can enjoy. And can, then lift the mountain in the top of the finger. So this is the two avatars where they try to bring the best in people. Teachings were there in Rama avatar and Krishna avatar. Rama by his lifestyle, Krishna by his teachings. Because in Jagat here, whatever in the this one, sorry, in this Bhagavad Gita, he is a Jagat Guru. Krishna Bande Jagat Guru. So you can see his role here. And also there is a beautiful was there. See, even this morality and all, you also both are also necessary. Because when they came into conflict, so ethics has a precedence over morality. Otherwise, they are all there. Because they said if it is were ethical without morality, it is like a blind. That means you cannot walk on the road. But if you are moral and you are not ethical, you are a lame person. That means whatever you are doing is wrong. So that's why. So this is myth. So where we are, sorry. And so this is where we are coming into the 5th chapter. Another way of looking at where we are coming into the 5th chapter in Adi Shankara in his Bhashya on Bhagavad Gita, he says in the book there are two lifestyles. He says that Prabhuti Marga and Nibruti Marga. Prabhuti means in full of activities. That means he is talking about here Grihasthas. Then Nibruti Marga. Nibruti Marga is where you try to avoid action as far as possible. That is where the sannyasis, those who are get into sannyas and on the awkward road. And they give up their social duties, religious duties, lot of duties they gave up. Even the sannyasi, they don't chant and all, they just maybe om or sometimes they do it. They have no religious duties also in the sense that they don't do the Sandhya Vandanam, they don't do the puja, it's not necessary for them. They may do it, but it's not necessary for them. They give up. So there are two lifestyles, Prabhuti and Nibruti. Prabhuti is Grihasthas, Nibruti is Sannyasis. And Bhagavad Gita, basically if you look at it, it is for Grihasthas. Because Arjuna is a Grihastha, Krishna is a Grihastha, and Vyasacharya, Badarayana Bhashya also is a Grihastha. So it is and meant for Grihasthas only, mostly. So that's why you will find whenever there is a discussion about sannyasa, the reference will be going more towards the Upanishads and Vedas. Vivek Chudamani. But as far as whenever there is talk about the Grihasthas and yogis, it will come mostly to Bhagavad Gita, because it is meant to be for the Grihasthas. So in the 5th chapter, he is trying to now tell us what is the difference between a sannyasi and a karma yogi. So two things he has told about. For the Nibruti Marga, that means the people who have given up action, that means sannyasis, sometimes the Lord has used the word Sankhya. That means knowledge. That means they know who they really are, or they are the seekers of knowledge. Knowledge of what knowledge? Atma Jnana. And as far as the Grihasthas is also concerned, that everybody without even not knowing that they are on the path of spiritual growth, everybody is also going to achieve at the same, that is self-realization. It is the goal of every living individual. But some are aware of it, they practice it to reach there yearly, and some go on roaming around here and there, that they take their own time to go. So as Grihasthas is also on the path of spiritual path, but that is a Prabhuti Marga. We have to get into action. So you will find in different religions, if we look at it, in Hinduism we have sannyasas and you have a householders. You go to Sikhism, that sannyasa is not so much emphasized there. Buddhism, of course, it is there. But Buddhism, it was more focused on sannyasis. But then when the Mahayana, that's what is that called? Is one with the later development of Buddhism, they also promoted Grihasthas. Why? Because Grihastha is the only ashram which provides food for the other three ashramas, like Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. So who is the producer of things, of the wealth? Is the Grihastha only, even food also. So Brahmacharyas, those people are old and gone into the forest, or sannyasi, every other people belonging to the other ashramas is also fed by the Grihastha. So if everybody becomes a sannyasi, then who will feed the society? So later Buddhism changed it. He said, with Grihasthas also, you can be a seeker. What happened to the Christianity? Christianity is also there. That means sannyasa means you become a priest, a separate category. You don't have societal work, whatever, do for the Lord. What about the Islam? There is no prescription of sannyasis there. You will get some Sufi saints, but Sufis are also not treated as mainstream Muslims by Muslims. But you have a tradition there, you have a Sufi saints. So 5th chapter, what I am trying to say, that 5th chapter is going to give us a comparison of this sannyasi and a yogi. The Lord has used two words. For sannyasis, he was used a lot of times the word Sankhya or sannyasi. And for Grihasthas, Lord has always used the word yogi. That means he's a karma yogi. That means he is into yoga, means he's a man of actions. Okay, so this is one angle. Because these are all the points at which are going to come. That's why I'm thinking I will go through it. Then another is the spiritual journey starts with what? Tell me, who will? It starts with karma yoga. Why karma yoga? Yes, who will say? Why karma yoga?
For Chit Shuddhi, Baba.
Suddhi. Because even when we know that, okay, you are Satchidananda, But then we said, but I don't feel it. Why you don't feel it? Because when I say I am Ajay Naik, the moment I see my body, mind, intellect, so it is called ignorance. That means the very moment you say I, that means it is the proof that you are ignorant. That's why this samsara comes with ignorance. The moment you said I, ignorant, because you are saying the body mind, because you are meaning the body mind. We are not the body mind. So this is the ignorance, and ignorance will be removed by knowledge. So that's why you need jnana. So now we know it. So this is jnana yoga. But then I don't feel it that I am Satchidananda Swarupa, I am all pervading, eternal. I don't feel it. I feel I am a small little kid, little fellow. He said, because you do not have chitta suddhi, because your mind is filled with raga and dvesa. I like this. You grab things, you feel you are incomplete. So you try to grab things from the world, things, relationship, activities, positions you need from the world, because then you will feel satisfied. And if you get it, you are happy. If you do not get, you are unhappy. So everything is tainted. We may have 6 million people in UAE. The infrastructure is same for everybody. But then there are 6 million different perceptions of UAE. Because every road, every things you see, you carry those your likes and dislikes and that world. It's like a software. The hardware is whatever the infrastructure. Each individual is carrying his software of likes and dislikes. And if you carry on that, then how you can see your true self? That is called asuddhi. That's why you need chitta suddhi. Chitta suddhi will be achieved through karma yoga. Okay, now chitta suddhi is there. Then what happens? I look at different things. What is called? Is going in different directions. Then ekagrata you need. You want to concentrate on something. Because now you are attracted by things of this world, relationship, everything. Big shaper. Your attention is going in every direction, but you need concentration to bring to you to know that. So that is through upasana, is called upasana yoga. Then upasana, there are two things are there. One is yoga, meditation. Another also bhakti is there. So both together is called upasana. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita, a lot of times people will say upasana yoga. So 6th chapter is yoga, but other chapters more are on the bhakti. So both together is upasana. Like Rajas yoga, whatever yogas you can think of, all are taken as upasana. So chitta asuddhi there. So you need impurities of the mind. You need pure mind, chitta suddhi. What is the practice you will do is karma yoga. Vikshepa is there. Your mind is going everywhere. You need concentrated mind. So you need upasana yoga. And then ajnana is there. We are ignorant of our true self. How we'll get it? Ignorance through knowledge. What knowledge of what? Atma jnana, self-knowledge. And that will get through jnana yoga. So it starts with the karma, then upasana, then jnana, which will liberate us. And this perspective is from Advaita philosophy, based on Advaita. But if you go like Visishta Advaita or Dvaita of Madhavacharya or Visishta Advaita of Ramanujacharya, they will not say, okay, Karma Yoga and Upasana and Jnana. They will say Karma, Jnana and Bhakti. Bhakti will give you liberation. Are you getting it? Because for them, Bhakti itself lifts you to Lord Narayana, and the moment you reach there, liberation is a byproduct. It will come automatically. Like Mirabai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were not looking for jnanam to give them liberation. Bhakti itself gave them liberation. So when we are saying, no, jnana, you need jnanam to get self-realization, this is from Advaitic point of view. Because whatever we are discussing is mostly from the Advaita point of view, that's why we are saying that. First karma, upasana, then jnana. But if you are following, say, Ramanujacharya, Visishtadvaita or Madhavacharya, Dvaita, or this ISKCON people, Chintya, Veda, Aveda, and all of that, there are so many other varieties of there which are mostly like Visishtadvaita or Dvaita. You can see where Lord Narayana they bring into picture, Bhakti they bring into picture, Achintya Veda, Aveda, I think this is ISKCON. You cannot even think that's what they say. Achintya Veda Aveda. So all this, for them, bhakti brings in the liberation. That's why you will find in Bhakti Sutra of Narada and Bhakti Sutra, there is another sage, Sandalya, who has written on Bhakti. He has also written a sutra, Sandalya Bhakti Sutra. So where in case of Narada Bhakti Sutra, in Sutra 2, he is saying, Atha Bhakti Bhakshasam, that is written, told by Narada. Narada saying, I am going to tell you. That means is pure bhakti, bhakti will liberate you. In case of Sandalya, he is saying, Atha Bhakti Jigyasa. That means let's explore into bhakti. That means bhakti, that means you are going to explore means this is a means. So that's why in case of Sandalya, bhakti will liberate you, but you need knowledge. Without knowledge, bhakti itself by itself cannot liberate you. But in case of Narada or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mirabai and all, bhakti itself is liberating. Liberation this is a byproduct of when you attain the feet of the Lord. That means you come so near to the Lord that you are liberated. So it's a question of how you look at it. So this is another was, this is the practice. And then there is a life in ashramas, different lifestyles we have seen. We have 4 ashramas: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Banaprastha, and Sannyasa. So this is the 4 ashramas. Means why it is called also ashrama? Because it is also because every lifestyle we have, it is meant for self-development. That's why it is still, it has been termed even ashrama. That means you will benefit, spiritual benefit you have to get in that particular every phase. And here, Brahmacharya, then you are to the Grihastha, then you have Banaprastha, then Sannyasa. So in case of these 4 Varnashrama, this when you are in Sannyasa ashrama, they don't go out of the household and become a akarrop sannyasi. Are you getting it? But sannyasi is a typical sannyasi who puts in akarrop. So he has gone out from the householder's life to a life of a renunciate. So that is one. But in the grihasthasrama, that means in the family life, when you are also there, because they are brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa is there. So there, that sannyasi is you remain in householder as a householder, but almost you live like a renunciate without akarro. And when you become a sannyasi, akarro, you take bibidhisa, they call it bibidhisa sannyasi. When you become, you can go after brahmacharya or grihastha or vanaprastha, or also like when you are in the sannyas ashram also, you can become a sannyasi. Like if you see the Yukteswara Giri, our guru, so he was a householder. He had a daughter. When he lost his wife and the daughter got married, he took sannyasa. So that means, so he felt that, okay, now I can take. Lot of times you will find those who are sannyasis, like in our ashram, they go from brahmachari course, then they get into sannyasa. So they may be just after brahmacharya ashram, brahmacharya, they are going. But when you become a somebody who wants to give up a householder's life and take a life of a sannyasi, formal sannyasa, always you go by a guru. You don't just walk out, I put a walker robe, then, the society will not recognize you as a sannyasi also. So you need a guru who will not only initiate into sannyasi, also he will also advise whether you have that, that attitude, that tendencies that you can live a life of a renunciate. Because once you renounce, you become a sannyasi, there is no coming back. As a grihastha, you can give up tea today and tomorrow again you can take. But as a sannyasi, whatever you give up again, you will not get back. This life is tough. So you have to have that mental frame of things. That's why you will find how this chitta suddhi will come. So for the sannyasis also in the beginning, a lot of activities are prescribed. Whether even if they remain in ashramas, all the ashram works are given to the sannyasis. Why? Because if you are not getting into karma yoga, chitta suddhi will not come. You need action. So karma yoga is also followed religiously in for a sannyasi as well. Not only for a householder and for a sannyasi also. Looking from that angle, now with this knowledge, let's get into verse in the 5th chapter. What is the time now? It's okay, we have time. Oh, what is the time now? Oh, 7 minutes. Okay, okay. Let me say my screen. पंचमोऽध्यायः अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च शंससि यच्छ्रेय एतयो एकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम्. So Arjuna said, "Oh Krishna, you teach renunciation of action and again of action. Tell me decisively that one of the two which is good for me. Conclusively, you tell me which is good. You said sannyasa karmana. Sannyasa karma pratham, when he is saying him, sannyasa karma means who has renounced action. That means he has gone into akro. You are saying that sannyasa karmanam, no, punar yogam cha sampasi. Puna means again you have talked about yoga. Yoga means here, I told you, yoga is for the grihasthas the Lord has used. Yoga of action. You have talked about sannyasis who has given up their karmas, and you have also talked about yogis. That means people who are engaged into action, means grihasthas. Samsasi. Samsasi means you have praised it. Keyam. Akshreyam. That means which of these two is good, beneficial. Etat. Ekam. Tell me, out of these two, etayo, ekam, which one? Tell me one. Tanme bruhi, you tell me. Sunischitam, for sure, you tell me what is correct for me. Now, here, there are two ways of looking at it. Arjuna can say, you told me about karma yoga, and you are telling me about the sannyasa, because when you have renunciate action, so how you are telling the both things to me? Either I should do karma or I should do jnana. Why both? That means because we have seen karma yoga by itself cannot give liberation. Karma yoga can only give chitta suddhi. Then we get into, a seeker gets into upasana, then he has to get into yoga, meditation, or bhakti, whatever religious activities, whatever he can do. Then what will happen? He will get chita ekagrata, concentrated mind. Then get into jnana yoga, that's Shravana, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. Shravana means listening continuously for a length of time under the guidance of a experienced teacher. Shravanam, Mananam, whenever your doubts are there, you try to resolve it, and then Nididhyasanam, you try to leave that knowledge. You mull over that knowledge, so it becomes a part of you. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, that is a part of the Jnana Yoga. So Karma Yoga, then Upasana, then Jnana. So Arjuna is saying, why you are telling if the Jnana Yoga, let me get into Jnana Yoga and get liberation. Why I need karma? Why you are forcing me to fight this war? That is one way of looking at it. That means Arjuna is saying, I don't want to get into Karma Yoga because Karma Yoga, you have to carry on these activities of war, fighting this war. I am not going to do it. So you have told that Jnana is only liberates me. So why not I only follow Jnana Yoga? Why I have to follow Karma Yoga? So this can also, because if you look at the verse, the chapter 4, if you have the book, see the verse 20th. त्यक्त्वा कर्म फल संगम नित्य तृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रभूतोऽपि नैव किंचित् करोति सः. Renouncing the attachment for action, its fruit, ever contented, without any refuge, he doesn't do anything, even though he engaged in action. That means he is talking about a yogi, that means a karma yogi, who is not attached to the karma phala, nor to the karma. Tyaktva karma phala sanga. He has given nitya tripta nirashraya karma nabi prabhutopi naiva kischit karotima. So he is not bothered about the action, he's not bothered about the fruit. So he is a karma yogi. So he has utilized or glorified a grihastha. But get into that verse 21 of chapter 4 we am talking about. Nirasi yata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha sariram kevalam karma urva bapnoti kilbisham. Nirasi yata chittatma. So he doesn't have any desire for any action and he has controlled mind, yata chittatma, takta sarva parigraha. He has given up all his possessions. Sariram kevalam karma, purva mapnoti kilbisam. So doing merely bodily action, he is not kilbisham, he is not tainted. That means he is talking, Lord has eulogized here or glorified a sannyasi. That means he has given up, there is no expectation, there is no action. He has given up all his possessions. Sariram kevalam karma. Whatever karma is necessary to maintain the body, he does it. That means he is now glorified in the verse 4th chapter. He has glorified a sannyasi. In the 20th verse, he has glorified a karma yogi. That means a grihastha. So there is a lot of these teachings are strewn over all from 2nd chapter to 3rd chapter to 4th chapter. Somewhere he has praised sannyasis, somewhere he has praised grihasthas. So it is natural for Arjuna to get confused. What you are trying to tell me? If it is between karma and jnana, why I need to do karma yoga? Why I should not go directly to jnana yoga? Tell me which is better. Tell me one, not both. Because he want to escape the fight. But we know that this is not correct. If I have to go to like Oman, I have to take a taxi from here to the airport and then I take a taxi. I fly to Oman. So I said, no, I don't want to. Tell me one. Either I should get in a taxi or by flying. But it's not possible. There are not two alternatives. It's one, both has to be done. Similarly, if it is a karma yoga, you have to do karma, you have to do the upasana, then you have to get into jnana yoga. That is the right method. So if from that angle we are looking at it, that means Arjuna's question is a defect in itself. Because karma and jnana, they are not alternatives. Both are necessary. But Arjuna is not a fool to ask for this. I think what he must have asked, if I am a grihastha on a station in life, I have to have my duty, prescribed duty, so I am the chief of army. But if by being a sannyasi, I can follow jnana marga and I can get liberation, why you want me to continue as a grihastha? Let me get out from a grihastha. That makes sense. And that is likely the purport of the question of Arjuna. So somewhere you will find, some books you will find, they are saying, oh, no, he doesn't want to get into karma, he wants to get into jnana. That definitely is not an alternative. So that question itself is wrong. But if you look at it, the second interpretation can be there that he is saying, hey, I am a grihastha, I have a duty to fight this war. What happens if I take sannyasa? Like before examination, before something happens, we want to get, you see death, they want to become a sannyasi. So similarly, now he has got the war, he want to become a sannyasi. I don't want to fight this war. I don't want to take this exam. I don't want to get into IIT and all. Whether I'll get or not get, better let me become a brahmachari and go join our ashram in Baligai. No exam, nothing. That possibility is there. That possibility must have been in Arjuna's mind. If you were saying sannyasi is better because he has nothing to do, only he will concentrate on the jnanam and then he gets self-realization, why I not do go there? Because that's what you have, you realize sthita pragya. You have so many things you have talked about sthita pragya in chapter 2. So why I need to fight and waste my time and efforts now here? And in the process kill so many other people, my dear and near ones. Let me take sannyas. But that will not work. Why? Because if you look at what Lord is talked about so far, he's saying your interest is subservient to the interest of the society. Your duty is for the benefit of this society. So that's why all in the karma yoga, whatever you are doing, either niskama karma, that means you don't take ownership of the actions, and second aspect of the niskarma karma, that is for the interest of others. There's nothing personal about you, because the world is not created to satisfy you. This is not your movie script. This world is going for the script of the Lord, produced by the Lord, is his movie. He has scripted it, he has directed it, he is now exhibiting it. And he will maintain it. That's what he's saying. I had taught this rules and regulations through Vedas. Now people have forgotten it. Especially he's saying in the yoga, that means in the grihastha side. He's saying they have forgotten it. Because sannyasi side he's not talking about here. So that's why I have come back to remind you that how to live in this world. Why? Because when we look at our own interest at the cost of others and the cost of the society, that is not the lifestyle which is prescribed in our scriptures. Our life should be dedicated for the benefit of others. And in that benefit of others, our benefit is included. Are you getting it? Think about it. You want to share something, you will do, and then from the second verse, we will take it. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryoga janasam cha samsasi yacheyam etoyo ekam tanme bruhi sunischitam. Tell me one. Don't tell me both, and then tell me to do karma yoga to fight this war. That is no alternative for me. I'm not going to do this. So he is trying to escape from that fight. It is not Arjuna's war, it is our war as well, all the time. Our karma yoga in our practice. Okay, karma yoga, we have to do it. We have to dedicate it to its gurus and gods, and all the actions, whatever is there, we take as prasad. Also, very important is as Kriya yogis, when we do the chakra smaranam, from Muladhara to Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, and Visuddha, especially this, you have to dwell a lot of times, you have to purify it, you make it sattvic. Because Muladhara chakra is looking after our present artha. Swadhisthana chakra is looking after our kama, purusartha. Then Manipura is looking after our energy. Anahata is looking after our mind. Visuddha is looking after our intellect. Now all this are now focused on our own selfish interest. Tamas or Rajas. Because tamas, when you want to get it illegally or harming others. Rajas is, I am doing it, I want myself. Only when it becomes sattvic, when you do it, you are doing it for the Lord, you are doing it for the Guru, you are doing it for the society. That is what Lord is talking about here in Bhagavad Gita. There's no his likes and dislikes, not what he wants, not what his interest is. This you remember and see whenever we are doing the Bhagavad Gita, you just look. There is nowhere it is asking Arjuna what you want. What is society wants from you? What is his kingdom wants from him? The similar also the question may arise to us. What the society wants from you? What is your contribution to the society? But have we ever thinking of that? Thinking of others is always I, me. Correct? Yes or no? Deepak Baba?
Yes, Baba. Struggle, Baba. Baba, one question I have, Baba.
Yes, please.
Baba, just naive question. Yeah. Baba, what's the difference in Upasana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga? I thought both are the same.
Upasana and Bhakti.
Yeah.
Upasana consists of bhakti and yoga, and whatever you can find it, it will go on the upasana. In the broad term, when his bhakti goes, yoga goes, everything is there.
So Upasana contains Bhakti, Karma and others, huh?
Yeah. Bhakti and yoga, the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Because here when Lord is talking about in Bhagavad Gita yoga, he's talking about grihasthas, yoga of action. You do all the activities as a yogi. That's why most of the time whenever he is talking about yogi, here even you say the yogi, that means he is meaning grihastha.
So yogi
Because
means
he's saying that
grihastha here.
sorry?
Yogi means grihastha here.
Yeah. He is only sannyasi means renunciation.
But Baba, when you were mentioning for Vasisht Advait, so
This,
in Vasisht Advait, Bhakti also plays a part.
yes. Bhakti. Because there they three had the in Visishta Advaita what happens? We said here is everything is Brahman. So there is no difference between you and me and the Lord. Because it is Sat, Chid and Ananda. So this Sat, Chid and Ananda plus this body mind, existence, awareness, bliss plus this body mind is Ajayanag. Same existence, awareness, bliss plus Deepak Baba's body is Deepak Baba. And the same existence, awareness, bliss plus the whole world is God. And when you get this jnanam, when you understand this, and then when you utter the word I, you don't mean this body mind, automatically it comes, I am that Satchidan Ananda Self. When you this that, you get liberated. So there is no need of a God there. Okay. To the extent, a lot of times it has been seen that even Adi Sankara, in his Advaitic philosophy, there is no need of any God. But then he has written a lot of hymns and about different gods and goddesses. So they imported, saying that, yeah, he is also brings in Lord. But in his scheme of things, in his practice, there is no bhakti is necessary. Sorry, Lord is no role to play. But in case of Visishta Advaita, what they are saying, all the jivas and this and the creation in case of Advaita is not there. It appears. This whole creation, including every other bird, they only appear. There is no substance there. Like we had seen, ornaments, when you take the gold out, ornaments, what is there? Only form and
Nothing.
name and form. Similarly, from this whole creation, if you take that existence out, it becomes non-existent. Like you take the gold out, what is left? Nothing, name and
Nothing.
form. Similarly, when you take the existence out from the whole creation, nothing is there. It becomes non-existent. That means they have no independent existence. They just appear as a world. But in case of Visishta Advaita, what they are saying, that whole jivas and whole world, they are real and they are part of the Lord. Vishnu sits on the head, on the top. Part of his is all the jivas, and part of his is the creation, the Jagat. So when you get liberated, that means you have these impurities. When you become cleaner, you reach Lord Vishnu. Then you are liberated. So there Jagat is real. And why Advaita? Where from Advaita is coming? Advaita is coming and there is no second being other than Vishnu. Because these are all the part of Vishnu. The whole thing is Vishnu. Are you getting it? A
But
part
Baba,
of Vishnu,
but
part of
Baba,
Vishnu is Jivas, part of Vishnu is the Jagat. Yes.
but Baba, it's in Vashisht also when you're explaining Baba, just from name point of view, when you're explaining Baba, then it is no second in
No second
Vashisht
Vishnu.
also.
No second Vishnu. Vishnu
No
is
second
one.
Vishnu.
That's why it's Visishta Advaita. That's why it is Advaita.
Hmm.
But it's totally different from Advaita philosophy. Because in Advaita philosophy, except Brahman, everything is an appearance. What is Brahman? Brahman is existence. So you
Hmm.
take the existence out, there is nothing else left.
Hmm.
So only thing reality in Advaita is Brahman.
True.
What the Lord has to role there. So that's why in the Visishta Advaita is there. Visishta Advaita, why it is there? Because everything is Vishnu.
But then Vishnu is Brahman.
They don't say Brahman.
They say Vishnu.
This is a part. Like Hanumanji, when Hanumanji said, what he said, Deha Bhutya, I am your dasa. Jiva Drishtya, I am a part of you. This is Visishta Advaita. Jiva Drishtya, I am a part of you.
Not the same.
But there he said, Atma Drishtya, we are both the same, one and the same. So Hanuman, this reply will be mostly fit into Visishta Advaita.
Hmm.
Because when you become to nearer to the Vishnu, there is no difference between you merge with the Vishnu. So that is liberation. And their objection to Advaita, there is one objection, very interesting, you think about it. What they are saying, when you will get the bliss here, Satchidan Ananda Swarup, when you in the realization, when you realize yourself as Brahman, where is your independent existence?
It was
If
not there.
that means before you enjoy that state of realization, you are finished. Are you getting it? Because they are saying when you
You're
will
not.
become,
Mhm.
when you give up your individuality, when you give up your individuality, you become a Brahman, a part of the Brahman. That means Brahman, there is no part. So you become Brahman. Brahman cannot do anything. Brahman cannot know anything. So that means once I have got self-realization, my this state, blissful state of that enjoyment is not there because I'm finished. As an individual existence, my existence is gone.
Yeah.
Just saying what sort of a philosophy it is. This is Madhavacharya's objection to Advaita. Beautiful.
Thank you, Baba. Baba, long way to go for me, Baba. Long way to understand, Baba. Thank you, Baba. Thanks for it, Baba.
Long way to go. Long way to go, but then but basic thing, let's not understand. There is no individual likes, dislikes, individual goal. You are part of the creation. Go for the whatever it is for everybody else. So always look how you can help the people, this society, to this creation, to this animal world, or to this plant world. Because you look at it, just remember this particular aspect and look at Bhagavad Gita at every step. Nowhere it is talking about what you want, what the society wants. That's why he's saying, Arjuna, well, you don't fight the war because you hate Duryodhana and Karna. No, no way. Because it's your duty to do it, do it. Likes, dislikes, where from it is coming.
So doing, Baba,
Yes.
this path means we are ultimately is the one. We are realizing one. So like to enjoy this journey,
Mhm.
so we are creating all this drama. So
Mhm.
that is the beauty of life, isn't it? Like there is the like the lila, or we can say all these things. But the goal is up to merge into the one.
Merge it into one, that is the goal. Because that's what when you realize that you are not this body, mind, intellect. Of course, then Advaita is saying this: when you have this body, mind, intellect, then only you will be enjoy. You can enjoy that bliss or whatever state. So when you realize that, when you get to Nirbikapa Samadhi, when you come back, then you know that this is an instrument because you know swimming now. So the water will not scare you. So you can enjoy that life. But the way Madhavacharya interprets, the way Advaita looks at it is different. But what the main point is, you have to deliberately, consciously, all the time you have to think that you are not this body, mind, intellect. You are that Satchidan Ananda Swarup. Try to sacrifice your individuality. Let it go. So that's why what is the process? The process is your likes, dislikes is binding you. You are not letting go. Because this is Tapasda like this one, Tapasda like this one, Tapasda wants to be Hindu, or Tapasda wants to, eat fish, hilsa fish, rasgulla. So this will go on. Then how you will give up your individuality? So your likes and dislikes should go. So no difference between you and anybody else, then you merge. That's the basic idea. So that's why it first starts with your likes and dislikes.
Yeah, Baba, that what I wanted to convey
Huh.
to you is asking you the question.
Huh.
Like when we make all this drama, means on the path of all these things, like somebody is doing puja, somebody is writing a book, somebody is acting something, and like somebody is doing some social work in such a way that there is some fence sitting, all these things. So is a relationship with society to feel the oneness with the society, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
yeah, like Guruji could sit in a place and do everything for the society, but he's going here and there, performing this thing, writing book, all this thing, all this art and craft and all this thing, is he himself to feel the relationship with the society, isn't it? Well,
Yeah, there is another way also looking at it, what you are saying, and also this is another way I'll tell you. See, because in the case of self-realized persons, once he realized that he is not this individual body and he doesn't need to, have likes and dislikes. First thing, that I have a target, I have to achieve this, nothing is there because it doesn't make any sense for them.
hmm.
So he can just go and sit in Himalayas, be in a state of bliss. So that is one way of looking at it. Another way of self-realization, real persons, how they lead their life is like Guruji. So for them, there's nothing is required, but then they want to help. Loko Sangraha, they call it. For the benefit of others, you carry on certain activities like Vivekananda. Why they need to work? Like Yoganandaji and all. Why they need not? They can just sit like Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi, almost he was just there in ashram. People are going, then he was teaching. Otherwise, he was not actively participating. But then you have like Vivekananda, Guruji, and all, they are doing much more. So basically, as you rightly said, first thing is that in the process, you give up your individuality, first thing, even if you are carrying on this body. Second, whatever you are doing it, if at all you want to do something, if you do not do, also fine, because once you realize, even if you don't do, it's fine. But then, because you want to give back something to the society, so give it back. That is also another way of people do that, realized persons. Because they feel that they have to give back to the society because they have taken something from the society to be where they are today. So they want to give back something. There is a beautiful story is there. So there was a community, they were living in a cave under the mountain, and it was totally dark. And whatever the lamps and all, they were there. So they read a book that there is some light, sun is there, it is very outside, something is there. So one person persistently he tried. After a long time, somehow he made a hole and he went and he saw the sun, moon, and everything. Then he went back. He told them there is sun is there, moon is there. People couldn't believe that how can be sun be there and there in this world. Then he said, okay, I will carry one. So one of them, he said, can you come with me? I can show you. So people were afraid. So he took one person and went and saw the sun and moon and then come back. Then they again try. It is like the same thing. So all of us, we are like in the dark cave under the mountain, thinking that this is the world. But we are not seeing, what is the outside the world with sun and moon. So Guruji and all the realized master, they have seen that world. So they are coming back, they are saying, hey, come on, why don't you come with me? I will show you. Because they have that, love for the society, love for the people. That they want to do something. It's like that. Drag them, show them. So then they will also enjoy it and then they come back, they will again drag few more. So this is how the world is going. That story is a beautiful one. Like, okay. Anybody else you want to